how easy.
I think with Zyra it's okay, like Zyra, you're not pretty good for MF. Right, check, we'll get that data thing. You know, I'm thinking my coffee and we'll get food. Shall we introduce the dressing business? Yeah. Okay. Hits. Then they get it top to cover. And then move down after TPing top to Herald mid, I guess.
Okay, solid. It's been a while since I last made pasta. 2 eggs, 3 cups of flour. Is this really even possible? Oh, surely I messed this up. Just a little bit of water. Already, so you can just charge it based on the day.
I don't really like this. It's like too salty. I think give it too much cheese.
Sorry, bro.
What was the intent?
I don't know, I thought it would melt with the sauce, but then it didn't melt with the sauce. I probably should have put it lower.
Were you trying to make Alfredo sauce?
No. I was just trying to make an easy sauce.
And you just put straight cheese on the thing?
No, I put butter and then I put cheese.
That just burns it.
I should have put it lower and then put water. I think it would have been fine. Look, man, I was just winging it, okay? But like this only has like 3 ingredients in it: flour, egg, parm, chicken. I did it twice, so I did it before and then I did it after. But you didn't catch the after.
What was the point of the before?
I was learning as we went, bro. I was experimenting. I don't know what to tell you. Wow. Damn, I got weaker. How did I get weaker, man? Last time I did this, I could go. Oh. How do you go like? Ah.
What did you guys have for dinner? It's not on here. Who made beef stew? Who made beef stew? Are you guys chefs?
What?
Dude, it smells so good in here. I want you guys to teach me how to cook.
It's a long process.
Quit playing.
That's a long process. We don't have. I don't think we have enough
I
time.
don't think
Quit
it's
playing.
any.
Quit playing. I smell. Bro. Oh. Boys making beef stew. I'm so jealous. I have to eat taco cabana because my guy's not cultured and we just eat Mexican.
The food's done. Bro, lately it's been hot.
Very hot.
Because it's been like 80, which is weird.
It's pretty rich.
I don't know, I prefer it like this.
Oh, dipped in the bread. Oh no. Woo.
There's some gamblers in here.
All in, we have no idea. So all in. I'm gonna write a book. That's not. Yeah. Yeah, that would be chill. Are you recording your meal?
Yeah.
He makes videos.
You make videos? For YouTube? Or
For myself.
for yourself?
For myself.
It's super cool because check this out.
Is that actually what happened?
No.
To be happening.
Do that.
We can pause it? Okay, we can pause it.
There's like a white button or something. Hold on. Why won't it let me play the song? I was walking down the road, thinking I was heading to. I'm so tired. Am I tired though? That's crazy. Oh my god! I almost dropped everything. Damn, look at these new shoes. They're so clean. Alright. Start, stop engine.
Yeah, he actually just got a job. So
She went back to school to find out. I've got. Sorry, roughly. Is that what they
Wow.
because all these big old homes are Altadena is just above past separated by a certain freeway. They all live.
Jenna and my Jenna. Anything. I mean, the dude wanted to retire. Jimmy is 35 years old with questionable availability and motivation. The right.
And so much of Jimmy's driving game and short mid-range works to narrow down my decisions. Overall, I think my predictions win.
Oh yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna have to. Hold on, just look at this.
Just a little more times I would have picked you up.
Wait, I have to get a picture of this. Well, that's good. No! Oh, I need fish sauce. Oh. Wait, I put way too much fish sauce. I do not need this much.
저번에 안 틀리고 불러주셨어. 왜 변하셨을까?
네, 가진동 부동산 사장님께 연락 주셨고 연락드렸는데요. 계속
정혁 대표님이 대표님이랑 미팅하러 우리 회사에 오신다고.
프로젝트가 굉장히 빠르게 진행되고 있어요.
좋습니다. 당연히 제가 모셔다 드려야죠.
그렇게 해요. 둘 다 움직여.
Is this dinner for one? I'm about to eat it all. Never mind, I was gonna eat it all, but I'm getting full. This is such a lonely dinner. I made all this food for 2 people or 3 people. What happened? I'm so full. Page 6. That's enough. when the outlet doesn't reach just far enough. Did it even do anything? I feel like it just made it less messy. You are?
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. You as well. Fair enough. Alright, man.
See you later.
Yep.
Red and black Wilson.